Hello everyone, my name is Christian. Welcome back to Tekpon. Today our guest is Gerald, the co-founder and CEO at Kickscale. Hello.
Hi Christian, really nice being here.
Very nice to have you. Already a good energy, so excited for this podcast. At first, so that anybody understands, what is Kickscale?
Thanks a lot, Christian, for having me here. And Kickscale help sales reps to do better sales meetings. How? We record every sales meeting. We analyze the sales meeting based on various factors, and then we provide feedback what the sales reps can be done better.
Yeah.
And the main advantage here is not only for the sales reps that they get valuable tips, that they should talk slower, that they should ask more questions, all these kind of things, right?
Yeah.
Also for the whole organization, we built up a database where every customer conversation is stored and where product teams can check in what are the most common features prospects or customers want to have. Or for the marketing team, why have people come to us? Yeah. This is sometimes in marketing pretty hard to figure out, right? It's a multi-touch and so on.
Yes.
Or even for the leadership team, what are the objections we are getting, based on our product? And that's what we have built over the last couple of quarters, and really, really excited to have customers on our platform leveraging that advantage.
This is amazing. This is such a common problem these days. And it solves so many little things that can be improved. So I love to hear the top 3 most used features from your product.
So one thing is really productivity for the sales rep. And this is what the sales reps really love. What is it? It's an automatic email summary. Okay. Imagine you have a conversation with a prospect. It takes half an hour, and you are backed to back in meetings, which ideally a sales rep, that's the day of a sales rep, ideally. So it's hard to find time to follow up, to send the summary and so on.
Yes.
Our system automatically takes the key points out of the conversation. You can customize that, how the summary should look like, obviously, what you want to have in the summary. And then after every meeting, you get it as a text. You can customize it still if you like, or you send it out as it is. This is really one thing which increases the productivity of the sales reps massively. Yeah.
Right.
Besides that, it's all about insights. Imagine you are having 3-4 calls every day, sales meetings with an hour or so. At the end of the week, you have forgotten a lot of that. Yeah. And with Kickscale, you can cover that. And you can type in, like with ChatGPT, you can type in any kind of question towards a meeting or also towards multiple meetings and get insights out. So this saves you, first of all, a lot of time in manually typing data into the CRM, and then the data is anyway not the right way in, and so on and so forth, and helps you to really have everything available about the customer. And number 3 is really the part where the sales reps can reflect about their sales calls. How much did they talk? Who was talking more, the customer or myself as a seller? Yes. What were the main objections? And really build up this culture of reflecting about sales calls. Because I mean, I'm that old, that I know how it is to travel with someone towards a customer. That means we were sitting in the car or in the airplane, and together with my former CEO or with the CTO or with the head of product, we discussed before the meeting, what do we want to get out of it? And we reflected afterwards. In a virtual culture, it's not happening that often anymore.
Right.
And that's exactly where we're going. And overall, as mentioned, one huge problem we see is a lot of organizations and companies, they don't know exactly what their customers really want. Because it's hard, right? When you, and imagine you have a couple of sales reps, 5 to 10 sales reps, it's hard for the leadership team to really get market insights. And that's what you can get out of the recordings as well. Like, give me the top 3 objections in the last 90 days. Give me the top 3 asked product features.
Yes.
And this helps you for better decision making at the end.
This is amazing. Congratulations. One thing I wanted to ask, and you already mentioned, did OpenAI launch of ChatGPT help you, or make it worse? Because for some companies, it was worse that it launched that killed their business, but for other companies, probably like you, it helped them to train the data on and talk with the chatbot. I guess.
For us, it's a massive help. Yeah, it's really a massive help. First of all, AI becomes commodity. It's with ChatGPT, with OpenAI, AI is known. And I think this is so important because without OpenAI, without ChatGPT, you need to do a lot of education in the market. And we don't need to do it because people get it. We record the video, we analyze it. Yeah, it's working similar to ChatGPT. So this is really great.
Yes.
And obviously our advantage is we also built our own large language model based on open source models for various languages. Yeah. So for us, it's really an enabler and not a disabler.
Nice. And what are the most common types of customers that you get?
Yeah, I would say as of today, customers mainly in the tech space, yeah, having sellers between 5 and 20 people in the team. Yeah.
Okay.
Meaning like from a revenue point of view, software companies doing between, I would say, 2 million in ARR up to 25 million in ARR. Yeah. Who really need to gather data from customers, who need to scale fast because they need to implement a process similar to everyone, to every seller. That's today our majority of the customers. But we see more and more traditional companies, yeah,
okay,
coming to us because they see also they need to invest in sales technology. Yeah.
Yes.
They luckily do more and more meetings virtual compared to in person. So we see right now a huge demand, which is really nice.
Nice. And do you have a favorite customer success story that you can share with us? So a customer and how you help them without any names, if that's not possible.
I have a couple ones, but starting with one company where we really work very close together. They are also customer from the early days on, which is really nice. And all of their sales team, so they are now 5 people in the sales team, and all of them leverages Kickscale to record their meetings and to do the summary follow-up emails. That's what the sellers actually love because it gives them time back. Yeah.
Yes.
And what we have seen with them, what the leadership team has seen is they ask better questions. So this leads to shorter deal cycles because if you ask better questions in the very early stages of your sales process and of sales meetings, you qualify them better or you qualify them out earlier. So your deal cycle shortens. You close deals faster, which is great. Yeah. And what we see as well is that the whole organization talks customer. Because, when you record all the prospect meetings, the customer meetings, this is the heart of your company.
Of course.
And everyone looks at this and everyone checks that out and takes care of this. So this is really, I would say, the second big topic where we leverage in. And it's quite easy because the system from us, Kickscale, joins automatically to every Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet call, records that automatically and gets it back into our system. And then you get immediately afterwards the summary, the next steps, key actions, objections, and all these things. And so they are very happy about it.
And what is the pricing for your tool?
So the pricing is license pricing. So we have a license per seller. And then based on the amount of hours you want to record, analyze, you can buy yearly or monthly packages.
Okay. Do you also have a free version or a free trial?
Yes. So there is. I think one of the big differentiators, what we do as well, we want to give that out. Yeah. I think sales tech up to now was sometimes always, book a demo, come to us, let's talk about it. We say, even if one seller wants to use us, hey, we have a free version out there, go leverage it. Yeah. Yes. And that's what the sellers also do. Yes, there is a free version out of it. You can leverage it. There are some functionalities like the email summary, which we will be giving for free anytime, to help sellers be more effective and be more productive. And obviously then at a certain stage, we charge when we record, analyze in depth, and so on and so forth.
Nice. And how about the competitors in the space? How hard is it and how do you differentiate? Already you mentioned the first step that you want to offer value first to the customers, but please give us more insights.
Yes. So one big thing is there is obviously competition. Luckily, yeah. I think when you go into a market where there is no competition, that means you are really building up a new market, which I think is also hard.
Yes.
Or you are just doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So yes, there is competition. We see also a couple of US competitors who are well established in the market. But what we see is, first of all, with the rise of AI, this market is exploding right now. In the next 8 years, in 2032, we talk a whole market volume of $140 billion globally, the market we are in. 2 years ago, this market was like expected to be 40-ish billion. It more than 3x'd the last 2 years because of this rise of AI technology. So
yes.
First of all, I think for everyone, this is a great market we are in. And secondly, from a differentiation point of view, we look really into languages. What do I mean by that? German, even Slovenian, Croatian, all the Slavic languages, and so on and so forth. It works perfectly fine in English as well. Yeah, don't get me wrong. But German is a huge market where we focus fully on that. Yeah,
second biggest market.
Yes,
in SaaS.
Exactly. And we will also expand further into Eastern Europe, boarding that on, maybe Middle East, going in there. And that's really one differentiator what we look into.
Nice. I'm rooting for you. And now I want
Christian,
to...
sorry for interrupting. One more thing, because this is also,
Please.
especially for our bigger customers, very important. Data privacy and GDPR. Yeah.
Okay.
There are a lot of US competitors out there, but with data privacy, GDPR, that's also where we focus on Europe first.
Okay. Sorry for interrupting. I wanted to ask you about the founding story and why this idea, why this problem, and how it started.
Yeah, that's a very good question, Christian, and thanks for asking. I mean, I think it's often the case. You start with something different, and then you see a tiny piece of that product you initially built working, and then you double down, and then you actually have a real business. How did it start with us? It really started that I was actually the first sales and marketing employee of a now Series C company with over 30 million in ARR, with over 200 people, and so on and so forth. And I started as first sales and marketing employee.
Wow.
Where we were 7 people in the whole organization.
Wow. Okay.
And it was a really nice journey. Yeah, it's great. Also, the co-founders of that company are invested now in our company and so on. So It's a very great relationship on that side. And I'm very happy about that and thankful to have that opportunity to start with them. But what I actually want to say is there I saw the challenges firsthand of everyone starting newly in sales. And I was a complete newbie in sales. I think I got some gifts from my parents, to have some things learned in sales, get some gifts there. Yeah. But starting in sales isn't easy. Yeah, it takes time to accelerate. It takes time to learn so many things. And that was the initial thought, I would say, to build a company to help sellers be better. And I know this is a broad vision, but the vision is really that we want to enable every seller who newly starts in their businesses to become better. And out of that, we started first with a simple online learning platform. That means we built playbooks.
Mm-hmm.
How can you do better meetings? How can you ask better questions? How can you follow up properly? And so on and so forth. The people really liked it. But the thing was, they didn't know what should I consume, which knowledge, what am I missing, what do I need in addition. Some have some skills, but some others don't. So what course is right for me, and so on and so forth. And out of that problem, we thought, hey, why not recording every sales call, providing afterwards feedback to the sellers, what they can improve, and providing the relevant training content towards them. And where we are now is obviously we record thousands of meetings every month. And now we see it even more. We see this kind of knowledge in the sales meetings, not only relevant for salespeople, but also for product teams, marketing teams, and so on. And yeah, this is how the vision over time evolved. And obviously, I didn't do that alone by myself.
Yeah.
It's one of my best friends, or by far my best friend. Yeah, we were together in the university, studied together. When I broke up with a long-term relationship, he was there, and so on. We together founded the company. He
Amazing.
was also part of Bitmovin as head of digital marketing. I was head of inside sales. We both were going through Y Combinator with that company back then, yeah, where we were employed, I must say.
Yeah.
And yeah, got to know each other. And luckily we found also one really, really great guy, Herwig, who is our third co-founder, who helped us to structure our thoughts, build up the company. And last but not least, we met Fabian, who was our first engineer. We hired him, and he's also now the CTO and also co-founder of the company.
Great story. So 4 co-founders, and apart from this, how big is the team overall?
So we are right now 10 people in the team. Means like we have us as the founders, and then having development resources mainly, and investing now into sales and marketing too.
Great. And did you raise any funding?
Yes. So we are actually in the middle of the process right now. Yeah.
Okay.
And there will be some news to share definitely very shortly.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Congratulations.
So yes, the answer is yes, we have raised money.
Yeah. Was it harder these days, or do you have anything to say about it to other founders?
Yeah. So I think, and we have started our company 3 years ago already, yeah, but with a completely different goal in mind, with always the same vision, but with a different product, with a different team, and so on and so forth. What I can say towards fundraising is, don't focus on the fundraising. When we started our company, we first focused, in my opinion, too heavy on the fundraising part. Focus on solving customer problems.
Yes,
and
100%.
The fundraising will come by itself. I know it's hard. We had also to consult. Besides our SaaS business, we did consulting to finance our developers. We didn't pay us as the founders money. It was a hard time, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was necessary and good, because first, I think, prove that your product has value, prove that your product is actually used, and ideally that people are paying for it. Yeah, I think usage is one very important part, but getting paid usage is even more important. And when you have that, you will see people will come to you, investors will approach you, and it will be a lot easier.
Okay. Was it a seed round?
I would rather call it a pre-seed round. Yeah.
But it's the first round.
Yeah, it's the first round. Yeah,
right.
It's the first round.
Before that, you bootstrapped with the money from the consulting. Okay, great story and great inspiration for starting founders listening to the podcast. My next question would be about finding the first customers. This is also something that founders want to learn about. So how did you get your first customers?
Yeah, you need to stay in touch with your first customers, first users, really, really close. Yeah. And we approach them to figure out what problems do they have. Yeah.
Yes.
And, I think it's a little bit similar with investors and with customers. Don't be only there when you want to close the deal. Means like if you are approaching an investor and you would like to close a round within the next weeks, this will maybe work if the team is there, if the traction is there, yeah, and others know you already. But if no one knows you, like our customers, our investors, they didn't know who we are, right? It's not like that we have been founding a Slack or a Salesforce or whatever that they say, oh, we know Gerald already from this company. Yeah. So we do that the first time. And stay in touch with your users and with your potential customers. Try to make virtual chat with them, coffee chats. Yeah. Figure out on LinkedIn what kind of problems do they have. Offer them help. Offer them free help. Yeah. I think this is also very important. Say, hey, with my experience as a former head of inside sales, I led a team of 12 people, AEs, SDRs, BDRs. I offered people a chat through various communities. Said, hey, let's chat about it. I don't know if I can help you, but let's chat. And the better you nail that down to the specific problem you can be solving with your company you are building, the easier it will be afterwards to ping you, for example, Christian, and say, hey, Christian, I have a great idea. It's not yet there, but can I get your feedback?
Yes.
And if the product is good, if you're really solving a problem, they will first of all give you feedback. And secondly, they will help you with buying your product in the best case. Yeah. So I think this is so important. And these days, I must say, I do that also still too less. Building up the brand on LinkedIn, getting that out, that people know you for something.
Yeah, right. Thank you so much for the advice. And now, let's say on the pessimistic side, I'd love to know what was your biggest challenge since starting the company.
Product market fit. Yeah, and I think it's still a challenge. What do I mean by that? We have in certain segments product market fit. But you need to always reevaluate which kind of segments where do we provide the most value in. And I was just jumping off of a podcast, or not a podcast, a webinar which we were hosting, and I interviewed a CRO who scaled the company more or less from 0 to over 100 million in revenue. And they also mentioned you need to choose your battles wisely. What do I mean by that? Where do you have the highest chances of closing the deal? And where do the customer also see the highest value of your product? And, looking backwards, I would also do 100 things differently. Some I would definitely do the same way. A lot of them, actually, I would also do the same way. But product market fit is the biggest challenge. Yeah. It's like, in my opinion, you have to take every feedback with a grain of salt, because it's always feedback from someone individually with their story. And you need to make this story generic, ideally for hundreds, thousands, millions of people. And I think this is, in my opinion, by far the hardest part. Luckily, we did always earn some money as a side hustle. We did consulting work, and it was hard. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it was hard to build this all together up.
Yeah.
But from a financial point of view, we luckily had always the possibility to do some consulting work, reinvest our money in building the platform and the product. So for us, it's really product market fit, making the product as it is today, that that you can explain it within one sentence. Yeah, like what we do today took us quite some time to figure that out.
I appreciate the transparency. Thank you so much. Now we arrived at the last part of the podcast, where I love to know the background story. So basically, how you started your career, let's say after college, and all the responsibilities, and how you got to founding Kickscale.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm always humbled to tell that story. Why? I think there is so much possible when people listen to podcasts like you, and everyone should be an inspiration that people found something by their own, try some things. And let me start with my technical high school. Yeah. And so in Austria, you can go to a technical high school, which you join when you are 14, 15 years old, and it goes until 18, 19.
Okay.
And it's typically 5 years. And I think this was one of the most important times of my life. Why? You learn to code. You learn to develop. You learn how to build software. Yeah.
Wow.
And still today, this helps me so much in all areas to understand how software works, even if I'm not coding anymore, but it helps me to understand that. And back then, I started to implement some software. I made a budgeting software. We made a content management system and so on. And the software was great back then, but no one showed us how to market it, how to sell it, right? And looking back today, all of my classmates, my friends there, all of them built so great software, but we didn't market it. We didn't sell it. And my story started then after the technical high school. I had a job as a software developer, developed C#, ASP.NET, Microsoft SQL Server, all these kind of things, web related already. JavaScript wasn't a big thing back then. Yeah. And after 3 years, I thought, I don't know, do I want to be a developer for my lifetime or do I want to try something else?
Yeah.
And then it came back to say, hey, even the best developer, if you cannot sell and market your service, you will not get reach. Yeah.
Yes.
So I studied economics, business economics, leadership, all these kind of things. Yeah. At the University of Klagenfurt, which is a great university.
Okay.
And there I met my co-founder, Markus, which I'm humbled to work together as we have built all of that up. And after the university, luckily I was in digital marketing. So I learned some marketing skills. And then one of my best friends as well, also a former high school friend of mine, technical high school, Stefan, the CEO and co-founder of Bitmovin today, hired me as the first marketing and sales employee for their technical video infrastructure company.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I was 7 years at this company, learned technical sales, technical marketing, leadership, traveled across the globe. Yeah. Closed deals in Dubai, in USA, in Germany region, in Italy, in Spain. Really, really nice. Yeah. And then the last 2 years, I led the global inside sales team with account executives, sales development representatives, and helped the team to scale further. And then 2019, we started Kickscale as a side hustle, to help others. It was no formal company, nothing really formal. And that's then how we involved. And I met the co-founder Markus at the university. We worked together at Bitmovin, built up Kickscale together, met Herwig, and the ex-partner of PricewaterhouseCoopers, ex-vice president of IBM. He led 700 consultants. So he tons of knowledge in there. And then luckily we found also Fabian, our CTO and co-founder, hired him to build the first version of the platform. And now we scaled up and really happy about that. And always hunting for the next thing, obviously.
Yeah. Thank you so much. People remember stories, and yours is great. I really enjoy it. So you met the CEO of the big company also in university, right?
Not in university. So it was the technical high school.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
wow.
Typically, this technical high school is from 15 to 19.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, you go to the university. So I met my former CEO already a lot longer. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And with your current co-founder that you met in university.
Yes.
You helped him hire at the company, at your company?
Yes, that's as well. So when I was then at Bitmovin,
Bitmovin.
We were obviously always in contact, and he was back then working for Eat the Ball, which was a Red Bull subsidiary, great company. Red Bull, obviously great company as well. And he had 2 offers, right? One offer to join a startup with a little bit of funding where the chances of success are very, I would say, low. But the vision, the people are great and very ambitious. Or Red Bull, where you obviously, Red Bull, I guess.
Yeah.
And he chose luckily for the startup. And I think I convinced him also to do so.
Nice, lovely. And what would be your best piece of advice for somebody that's looking to start their own startup? Let's say after working at a big company, what would you say to them?
First of all, and it's a great question, just start. I was just lunching 2 weeks ago with one of my former colleagues of a company where I was part of, and he's also thinking of starting a company.
Yeah.
And I think the most important part is start, and then never give up. I think if you start and say, okay, I just figure it out some way to make that work, do that. And I think as well, at a certain stage, you need to jump off your safety environment. What do I mean by that? You need to quit your job, even if you don't have the revenues yet, if you don't have the product yet. If you can afford it somehow, get full steam into your own business. I'm not saying be stupid and quit all the things, and hope for the best. But what I'm saying, if you see a certain traction, and you see that there is a demand, that you can build something, rather quit your job sooner than later and then focus on that, Because when you start, you sometimes think, oh, this is the way how we can solve that problem. But along the way, you figure actually out, oh, there is a better way, a smarter way, a different way to fulfill your overall vision. So I think start, and even, even if you are afraid, most of the people, including myself, I was obviously afraid.
Yes.
I earned 6 figures on a yearly income, and yes, as a founder, you get back quite some step. I'm not earning 6 figures anymore. But that's totally fine. I love what we do.
Amazing inspiration. I love it. I have one last question that I ask all the guests on the podcast. What's your favorite SaaS product that you use, but apart from Kickscale? So if you have any other software that you like and you'd recommend to other people, I'd love to know it.
Besides Kickscale, you mentioned, right?
Yes.
There is a bunch of tools I'm using on a daily basis. I must say props to Lemlist, for example. Really enjoy that, because you can semi-automate some of your LinkedIn work and you can build up your brand there. So that's really one tool I would say, besides Kickscale, I would be recommending.
Okay, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to tell us today on the podcast because before we close?
I want to say thanks a lot for having me here. Thanks a lot for doing that so professional, Christian. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for your positive energy in here. Your smile is really beating everything. So in positive, I mean.
Yes.
So thanks a lot. And I hope the listeners enjoy it. And obviously, if someone has questions, feel free to reach out to me on any kind of channel. If we can help sellers and enable them the right way, that's what our core DNA is. That sellers and businesses can grow better.
Thank you so much. You did fantastic and I'm super grateful. Thank you.
Christian, thanks a lot.